Hey, all day, Bryant. Just wanted to fill you in. Probably doesn't look like much has gone on here with the truck, but I want to fill you in, like I said, and touch base on what's going on with a new, hopefully, potentially, answer to this whole thing in one big shot. But until then, I want to tell you what I've been doing with the truck. This is, it's bits, right? So we're going to raise money in bits and pieces, apparently, which is all fine with me. What I did this last week was sat down. If Mike House is watching this, he'll appreciate this because I used to do this for him at Scooters. Chasing old OEM numbers, original equipment manufacturer numbers for all of these various parts and stuff on the front end. And manufacturers have a bad habit of, revision A, revision B, revision C, or just flat out changing the part number altogether. Over periods of time, and where this chassis is an 86, it's happened quite often. So I spent a lot of time over the last, specifically 2 weeks, chasing part numbers, chasing them, different vendors, different suppliers, and I got everything nailed down to rebuild this front end, upper and lower ball joints, both sides, brake lines, which are now, those part numbers have been messed with. The rubber lines, the end lines, which are the most expensive part. You can bend your own steel lines all day long for relatively inexpensive. Caliper rebuild kits, which is, usually relatively expensive. We got those cheap. Steering stabilizer shock. What else did we get? Inner and outer tie rod ends on both ends, tie rod end adjusters. New airbags for the front coil springs. All of it, basically, folks, all of it. Everything that you need to be able to start stripping these parts down, get the new consumables put in them, get them all painted up, and start reassembling for basically what it amounted to, $300. Now, which is an awesome price. The problem was, it didn't have $300. So I found one distributor that had them all. Coming from multiple warehouses, blah, blah, blah. So I had a shopping cart full of this stuff just sitting and waiting. As of Friday afternoon, when the mail got here, there is an unexpected check for, you guessed it, $300 in the mail, which was awesome, paid for the parts. $40 in shipping. Don't have $40 for the shipping, so there it sits. Until this morning, went to church, and there is a group of ladies that have a study, coffee clutch type group every Friday morning. Great bunch of ladies. They do a thing they call a silver offering, which is basically they bring in their spare change and put it in a jar. And they decided that I would be the recipient of that this week, which was $50, which is absolutely awesome because hopefully tomorrow or the day after, I'll be able to get the parts ordered, get them on their way. I'm hoping to have those parts here by the end of the week. So the next video you see is actually going to be back to work on the truck. You're going to get to see your money in action. You're going to actually get to see leaps and bounds of progress on this thing because once this front end is coated and sealed and painted and reassembled, this whole front end is going to be this teal color, just like it was originally from the factory. This truck originally had a color match frame. So I'm going to go back to that just to keep the whole theme going. Repurposed, not redesigned, if you understand what I'm saying. So that will be awesome, and you'll get to see that. So one of the ladies said to me this morning, she said, $50 isn't a lot. But it was one of those deals where a nickel was holding up a dollar. And of course they didn't know that. So this is the way this is going to work, and I'm thankful for that. I am a man of faith. My faith is firmly placed in Jesus Christ. If that offends you, I'm sorry. But this is a God thing as far as I'm concerned. And I'll take it as he gives it to me through you, and that's the important part. It is through you folks that this is all happening. So thanks to you. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your continued interest. And you will start seeing in the next, hopefully 7 days, I'm kind of at the mercy of the shipping and the distributor. So just be patient. If you don't see it by like Thursday or Friday, if you don't see new videos getting posted, I apologize. It's like I said, I'm at the mercy of the distributor. So, but it will be relatively quick. They're saying 3 to 5 business days. So if I can get it rolling by tomorrow afternoon, we should be in good shape for the weekend. A friend of mine, Wendy Wing, also at church, mentioned last week that Fedex has a small business grant program that they did last year. The number one prize grant is $25,000. There is a number of $5,000 grants, and then again a number of $1,000 grants. I put in our application for that yesterday, filled out a bunch of questions, profile stuff, posted some pictures. The deadline for those applications was today, so I'm hoping, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on my personal page trying to get people to go and vote for bits trucks. That they're not up yet. I'm hoping by Tuesday. So what I'm asking you to do is, I'm going to put a link up after Tuesday to be able to progress to the next round of applicants, which they break it down to 100. And then they ask you to fill out a more detailed, lengthy essay as part of the contest. But to get into that 100, it's partially based on the number of likes that you get on the FedEx page, not on the Facebook page. It's actually on the FedEx page. So you can vote once a day until I believe it's the 23rd of February. I will double check that. You'll see it in the text here on this post. For those of you that have wanted to be involved and just found the money to just be, out of the question, that's okay. This is an opportunity to just spend a couple of minutes every day and potentially have a huge impact on this whole thing. Even a grant of $1,000 would be huge. 5,000 and of course 25,000 would just about, if I can pinch every penny and do what I'm in the habit of doing anyways with a lot of stuff. $25,000 could very well finish this truck completely. That would be huge. And of course, you'll still continue to see the updates for those that have already supported us. I wouldn't stop doing that. So we will go from there. So again, in the text of this post, I'm going to put up a link. After Tuesday, you can vote once a day, and it'll be BITS Trucks, BITS, periods, acronym type setup, trucks. Or my name, Dave Bryant, I think we'll call it up too. It will not be under Paradise on Wheels because this grant is for the eventual company versus where this fundraising effort is specifically about the POW truck. And we will go from there. So thanks for your support. It means a huge amount. And you're actually going to start to get to see some real fruits of that support within the next 7 days. Which will make a huge difference. It's hard to visualize this stuff, I know, and it's hard to say, I want to keep supporting this. We're going on, we're coming up on, tomorrow is the end of the 90-day challenge, the Fiverr challenge. And again, folks, I don't consider that to be a failure. I consider it to be a learning experience. It as of yet, it didn't work, which is okay. Everything else is working. We're getting it in, again, bits and pieces, which we will take because, truth be told, I don't need huge lump sums right now with parts just sitting. So the goal of the Fiverr Challenge was to get this thing in paint by March, which is still entirely possible. And again, the big goal is to be at Diesel Nationals in Englishtown, New Jersey on September 13th of this year, to have this truck finished, rolling, drive it to New Jersey, spend the week down there showing it off, promoting BITS trucks, letting people crawl in it, crawl on it, crawl under it, do whatever they want to do to it, other than drive it, of course, because as you might expect, that's not going to happen. If it was yours, it wouldn't happen either. But we could take people out for rides. I'll hopefully have a couple of guys down there with me that'll have a real good grasp on what we're doing here, a real good grasp on the truck. So, you can go out and see that it actually functions and it does as promised. There's one other thing that I'm working on. I'm still really undecided on how I'm going to be able to work this If I do get this to work out in the next couple of weeks, I think it's going to really, really, really revitalize a lot of excitement for this project. Get people more interested in it, and just as a hint, bring this old girl back to what it was, in well, in a real way, in a more defined way, to make it a truck. So, with that being said, no action this week. You're not going to see any work being done on the truck, but that's okay. It's all progress. We're all getting there, and just wanted to keep you posted. So, again, keep an eye out on the Fedex page that I'm going to link right here, and we will go from there. Please vote. It could make all the difference in the world to all of this. It'll be just a couple of minutes of your time every day, and you could make a huge, huge difference and a huge contribution to this truck and to this project and to me and my family. So thank you. We will be in touch a couple days and hopefully be placing the order tomorrow and get rolling. Thanks, everybody.